All right, what I wanted to do is study every rich and famous person I could find. And that's exactly what I did. Because when I get to see all that money, I wanted mine too. So let me give you a couple ideas what I did. All right, you see, I got the Lamborghini collection. All right, the Duffys, the mansions. I broke world records too. Having fun. All right, next thing is I got the helicopter, the race boats, the yachts. I even got the Ferraris as well. You see, I've been using Ray's rules and tools ever since I was a little boy. So I want you to understand something. You get to do the same thing if you want to. Now, for me, I had to turn it into a game. One of the things that really bothered me is all those people, they were mean. You see, I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. That kind of sucked too. But I called it winning the game of business, the first system I wrote 43 years ago. You see, they were stressed out on the 1st and the 15th, kind of like some of you today. So let's learn how to play the game, give you the rules and the tools, the overview. Then let's get you to the workshop with me. I've been doing workshops every Saturday, all right, for 43 years. I will hold your hand, and I will do the work for you too. Corporations, if you don't know this, is a legal person. I learned that as a kid. I know you probably heard of Helping Hand Industries. It went worldwide. By the way, I was the 9-year-old kid that set it up in the first place. And I got $100,000 in the mail without even trying because credit cards came in the mail without even applying. Then I brought in $1 million at 14, double billion at 26. How am I doing so far? I haven't had a paycheck for over 20 years. I don't want one, don't need one too. See, if you play with me for 90 days, I'll get you on the $1 million dream. By the way, I'll even guarantee it. I've been helping people just like you for 43 years, seminars, workshops, and boot camps. I don't pass the buck, you're stuck with me. But I always like to do the work for you. In other words, I'll hand you the keys, I'll hand you the fish, then I'll teach you how to fish. See, the first thing that most people do, maybe you lose your job or have an emergency today. What do? You run out of time, you run out of money, and you jack up your credit, and you bring the pain home in 42 days. The reality is this. Starting tomorrow morning, write it down. This will be your first goal. Get up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't know why you're sleeping in anyway. You got a lot of work to do. Now, let's understand something. You're going to get to know me. I was basically the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years before I found myself in a coma. Let's understand something. I'd like you to write down the Credit Services Act. You see, I've got to repackage your credit the right way to make you a qualified CFO. And when you Google the word Credit Services Act, it'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. It'll tell you flat out that credit repair is a scam. They're not allowed to collect money up front. Even reference you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. You see, the bottom line is you have to understand the rules and the tools and actually rebuild it the right way. I'm basically doing one thing. I'll build relationships in your dreams. I used to be known also as the incorporator for rich and famous people as well. I made a lot of people millionaires and billionaires over the years. So let's understand, what I'd like to really do for you today is I'd like to literally repackage your life. In other words, I want to take care and repackage your house, your car, your bank account. I think you're doing it wrong anyway, to be honest with you. Don't take offense to it. Just let me do what I do best anyway. So I want to repackage your life and do it my way. So let's understand. I don't want you bringing the pain where? Home ever again. Credit saved my life as a kid. It saved my life as an adult too. So what do we hear all the time? Money for a rainy day. Sorry, to me that's blah, blah, blah. What you really need to hear is safety credit. All right, let's write that down. Safety credit one more time. You see, today you need $5,000, but you ask your friends and your family and the bank, what do? They all say no. If you had a credit card like this one or the one in front of you, and you knew how to use safety credit, the rules and the tools and the discipline, that credit card would be for safety, in case you have to need it for what? Emergency or something? Realize one thing, it's $50 a month to maintain that credit card, and the average person wastes that every other day. The next thing is they say the average person wastes $140 a week. I don't know if that's true about you, but the reality is if you had one of these Venture or Venture One cards for $50,000 a piece, and you had to max one out to buy time, play catch up, not fall down, the payment is $612.26. You could have bought 2 pizza pieces a day, started a business. Please stop wasting money. Stop bringing the pain home. You don't have to do that after you meet me. We're going to have some fun. What did I tell you in the beginning today? I want you to plan on the problems. That's right, because it's going to happen no matter what you say or do. The bottom line is with safety credit, line of defense, you can see it, believe it, and go get it every time. Nothing gets in your way from now on but you, so let's get out of your way today. Remember, running your own race is one of the hardest things to do. But God gave you an idea and a dream. Let's go get it. Understand something today. It's pretty simple. What happens to us, we're trying not to basically falling. People around us want to seem to keep us down. I do one thing for me. Maybe you'll do it for you. I turn off the sounds of others. I've heard no probably 1 billion times in my life so far. But the reality is, for me, it's pretty simple. Even when I do a webinar, an overview, I end up rhyming for some silly reason. But the workshops are going to be fun with me because I'll be on point every step of the way. Today, I'd like you to understand something. You're going to have to run your own race and never give up, no matter what anyone says. See, you got an SSN. Why? Because you did that because you were told as a teenager to go get it before you get the job. So not only were you a sheep, but you're also the duck. So the reality is you get maybe 1 or 2 write-offs if you're lucky. So what are we going to do today? Show you the alternative, not to bring the pain home. But it's up to you. See, your SSN today, yes, you get the Aspirion, the Equifax, the TransUnion too. But when it screws up, it comes back to you. There's an alternative to that, no matter what anybody says or does. You got the ability never to bring the pain where? Home. Now, ask yourself a question, why you got an SSN. You were told as a teenager to get a job. So you follow like sheep. Now you're the duck if something gets screwed up. Well, the government's pretty good. I love that. They bond us each, by the way. The United States of America Incorporated, we are their collateral. And if you listen to the news, you'll hear about the consensus so they can know how much money to print. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they haven't stopped printing money 24/7. So you got an SSN, that makes you the duck. I'd like you to write some things down today. Could you do that for me, please? Write down Ray's rules, please. Next thing, I'd like you to write down $100,000 of credit. Let's remember one thing about personal credit. You can't write off the card or the interest rate. But you got to have the score to get some more, like a house and a car. Write down 29%. See, that's Ray's rules and tools. You jack it up past that, you drop your score, that's on you. If you listen to me, that would have gave you $71,000 of safety credit. In case there's a pandemic. In case you basically have to play catch up, not fall down. Unfortunately, the average person, they take money from the credit, money from the family to start a business, and all that does is hurt the family. And it brings the pain home. Sorry, don't take it personally. I call that silly and dumb. There's no reason to do that anyway. There's a better way to play the game, and business is a game. See, there's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. After I hit the curb with my face, there's me in a coma in 2009. I'm waiting there to die. The reality is simple. Where do you park your yachts and race boats? I parked mine in the backyard. See, I brought in over $2 billion when I was 26, under corporate structure, of course. But there's me. All right, they said H1N1 waiting to die. You see, I should have wore a mask the night before, but I didn't know better. So the bottom line is up to you. So I came out of the coma. What am I going to do? Say boo-hoo like most of you? No. I put the oxygen tank under my arm for 5 weeks. I put my credit score back to an 820. Then I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down like some of you. All right, the bottom line today, you don't get a do-over. You get to live or die. COVID-19 can wipe you out. Think about wearing a mask today. I wish I would have known there to wear a mask before I died. All right, because that kind of sucks. See, it takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. You got to decide which one you want. But that's up to you. The bottom line is going to be one thing. Don't ever be comfortable. I've never been comfortable a day in my life. People that are comfortable are lazy. They're never going to go get it anyway. So here's something that I do every morning. I drop to my knees at 2:25 and I say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. I call it the raised mirror test. What I do is I go look in the mirror for 2 minutes. See, I put myself in check. I take responsibility for me. I want you to try this at least once. Don't comb your hair. Do not comb your teeth. Ask yourself 2 questions. Have you completed everything you need to? The answer is no. Then why are you sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning? You got more to be done, always. So here's the problem with most people. You got an idea, you got a dream that God gave you. You ask your friends and your family. You're asking people that don't see your vision or your dream what they think. What did it do? It clouded your direction. Now you're stuck. Let's do this. Let's go chase the money. Let's go chase the dream. I love money. I love money. It's one of the top 10s in my life that I love the most. See, that means I don't have to beg or steal off the pier. I can feed my family, pay my bills. I can help people like you. See, this is up to you to learn the rules and tools and play the game. Remember, this time you better follow through. Why? Because you're getting older, slower. You're not as per as you used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some damn pizza. Is that your American dream? And sure in the heck isn't mine. But that's up to you. See, being with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell, every Wednesday night they had a poker game. And they said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. I circled it 10 times. See, I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. The next day I went to the library. The lady was nice enough to say, here's a book, here's a CD, or here's basically the microfiche to look it up. I looked up the book. You see, what I was looking for? I was looking for the blueprint, the rules, the tools, the instruction manual. And that's all I wanted. And you know what? It didn't exist. So I got pissed off. So from basically 7.5 to 9.5 years old, I stayed at the library every day, memorizing everything I could. You see, God gave me an IQ with off the chart and told to recall on most things. So I created the rules and the tools, how to play the game for me. Maybe you want to listen to me too. There's a real estate system, financial system. And don't forget, I wrote this one 43 years ago. It's pretty simple. All right, I just didn't want to bring the pain home. All right, like most people do. All right, they don't have to, but that's on you. You got the ability to play the game if you want to. You see, those 12 books and CDs build you up to $1 million of credit today. 1,000 rules, and you can learn how to play too. It's the Millionaire's Founders Kit. And don't forget the real estate system too, financial system too. The office sells it, and the salespeople for $9.99. That's pretty good. I was at the Bonovich for 30 plus years. I used to sell for $20,000 a pop. There was always a line at the hotel. Me, I like to give it away the best I can. So if you want it through me, through the overview, it's $4.99. If you put it off, that's okay. Talk to sales. They'll charge you $9.98. They got no problem doing that. They make a commission. Your goal is not to bring the pain where? Home. Due to COVID-19, we take Zelle wire deposits. That's all we got to do. But here's what I really like to do for all of you. I like to rebuild your credit my way. I want to make you a qualified CFO. I want to do the rapid refresh, the credit lines, your articles, books, CDs, classes. I want you stuck with me. Please write down 25 to 29% on a given credit card. You jack it up past that, you drop your score, that's on you. These are the rules and tools to maintain a qualified CFO of an 820 credit score, by the way. You got the ability not to bring the pain home if you want to. Now, if you play with me, I'm going to talk about real estate a lot. All right, millions of dollars in real estate, that's kind of fun. Now, if we get a property, we fix it up. We're going to call it a flippity-dippity-doo, by the way. Maybe a duplex, a fourplex, an apartment complex, too. Now, I'd like to get you a franchise because the world changed because of COVID-19. Maybe we get you McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Taco Bell when they got the beef. You see, you can do profit sharing, too. Now, there's 84 ways to leverage money and credit, by the way. We can turn these into 99 more, by the way. It's kind of fun. I used to incorporate most of your rich and famous people. That's how they become millionaires and billionaires. I will teach you 3 or 4 ways to play that too if you like. But again, it's up to you. You got the ability to listen and learn today. Let's understand here, right in front of you, it's a Lamborghini. What does that mean? Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Pretty simple. Most people, and you see they're rich and famous today, they drive company cars and they run it all off. But not you. You barely get a paycheck. You pay your bills with the leftover. And then what do? You pay for a car you should not. And then the next thing is you steal money from credit and from the family, roll the dice, and where do you bring the pain? Home. Let me teach you how to get the car at fleet price and tax ID. Would you let me do that, please? You see, you're probably using your paycheck. All right, I hear they call that taxable income. Pay the payment, the gas registration, insurance. Can you say the word no from now on, please? You see, your problem is, what did you do? You didn't listen to me. I want to get you a car under a tax ID at fleet price if you allow me to. Please let me know what kind of car you want at the workshop because we're going to have fun. Now, I want you to write down never bring the pain home ever again because there's no reason to. There's a science behind all the madness, and you just have to learn the rules and the tools how to play the game. You get to win, too, if you want to. So let's understand something. You get one SSN. Wasn't that fun? So let's pull it out of our purse, ladies. It's on the floor next to your feet. The gentlemen, it's in your back pocket, in your wallet probably. So if you read the card front and back, it'll tell you, don't laminate, don't use for ID purposes. It's not even yours. So why you got it? Because you were told to get a job. Oh, by the way, raise rules and tools. SSN, I hear that the Federal Trade Commission says 97% are screwed up today. Is that you? But the bottom line is you get to learn how to play the game and quit being the duck if you want to. Why you got an SSN? Because they told you to. And you fall like a bunch of sheep. That's okay. You get a couple write-offs. That's all right. It's better than nothing at all. But if you listen carefully, what do you get to do? All right, your SSN gives you 3 credit reports, which means you bring the pain where? Home. Please stop doing that anymore. You do have the ability to use personal credit for safety. All right, let's write down SS4. Can you do that for me, please? You see, a corporation or divisions or entities and subsidiaries have a tax ID. Almost no liability at all, and they get to seem to write off everything, a credit card and the interest rate too. But again, you got to learn how to play the game if you want to. It's going to be up to you. You see, for every SS4, I'm allowed to build a credit report and get you corporate credit, which you get to write off. That's only $1.1 million. Would you like some? Let me know, because I can get you an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too. It's up to you to use the right credit if you're going to build a business today. We don't want to steal it from the family and bring the pain home anyway. So let's remember, I told you to write down SS4. Can you do that, please? First, you don't name a corporation after you, because that'd be kind of dumb. You don't name it what it does. That's double dum-dum. And what do you do? Like I said in 1986, draw and write down line of defense. 3 divisions, one for real estate, one for franchise, one for current business. So let's do this. Let's get a tax ID and get up to $100,000 on a credit card, or up to $1 million card too. How many would you like? And remember, today I already offered you the $50,000 to $100,000 of credit over here, but you can't write off the personal credit card or the interest rate at all. And if you jack that up, what do you do to your family? You hurt the family, you bring the pain where? Home. Ray's rules are pretty simple. You got an SSN or an SS4. Who wants to be the duck? Is that you? The reality is you get one of these, as many of these as need to. Division, subsidiary, on and on. It's up to you. You don't have to bring the pain home ever again. You never had to in the first place, but you didn't know. So the reality is, if you'd like, you got an SSN, which equals a 1040. 1 or 2 write-offs of that. An SS4 equals 1120. Almost no liability and all the write-offs you want. I think we can learn how to play that game too, if we choose to. But it's up to you if you want to play the game. You see, you got a choice. Now, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube, that's kind of fun. But you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might just want to go to racewebinar.com and get the full overview, because I want to make sure you don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. Well, let's read chapter 18 here. It's right in front of you. It's pretty simple. It's what I learned when I was a kid. I was 7.5 when I heard it. A corporation is a legal person. Not here to give legal advice, but we all get to read, can we not? So what does that mean for you? The United States, all right, of America Incorporated. By the way, they set up their line of defense called states. Every state's a corporation. And every state set up their line of defense too. It's called the cities. Every city's a corporation too. But not you. Why haven't you set up the line of defense for you? They set up theirs, and you're allowed to as well. It's pretty simple to do. Understand Sunday's called You Are We the People today. It's about time you step up to the plate and learn how to win. Not only is it your constitutional right, even the Supreme Court says so too. But you see, ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they got the key to the printing press, and all they do is print money every day, 24/7, go wee, 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 all the way home. By the way, this is Mama at the hospital this morning. She delivered a baby, and we got her SSN as a teenager. You know what she has to do for the baby? She's got to sign the SSN form so the baby gets a Social Security number before the baby gets to leave the hospital, go in the stroller, car seat, and can't go home. I guess Mama's going to sign the SSN form. What do you think? You see, now you know why you got an SSN. Do you like being the duck? I think it kind of sucks. Personal credit should be for safety only. SS4 times 4. Did you write it down? Corporation tax ID, line of defense. Every entity, subsidiary, division, a tax ID. See, you only get one SSN. Why would you want to be the duck when you don't have to be? But that's up to you. You got the ability to learn how to play the game if you want to. All right, guess what? We get to have some fun today. So let's understand something. Stop being the duck. Your SSN, that's for safety credit for the family. That's what it needs to be told. The corporation's got to get credit because it's allowed to under the SS4. Then every division we can set up, the line of defense, can get a tax ID too. So guess what we get to do? Make sure we don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. You see, I like you to stop bringing the pain home. I mean, if Donald Trump in the past can bankrupt 4 corporations in the past not bring the pain home, all right, so could you. Rich and famous people file bankruptcy every day and say rich and famous no matter what they say and do. So could you. Wells Fargo Bank, they stole identity. They got a $3 billion fine. They wrote it off. And they shut down 400, almost 500 locations as well. Oh, every city you've ever watched file bankruptcy before, the reason they can file that Chapter 9 bankruptcy for a corporation and a division, it's called a city because they're allowed to. But not you. Here's the problem. You got to learn how to play the game too. You got the ability to play the game too if you want to. See, a credit card start credit scores. Credit score give you more like a house and a car. House and a car doesn't make your credit report go up and down unless you screw it up. So what's the rule? Don't screw it up. That's pretty simple to do. Raise rules. What is it again? 29%. Don't jack up the card. Do not drop your score anymore. I'd like to give you the rules and the tools today and get you to the workshop with me. See, you got the bottom line here. You get to play the game and you get to win. Me, I like to rebuild people's credit the right way. Get them a 720. Charge them $4.99. The rapid refresh, that'll give them to an $8.20 if they want to. That's $4.99 too. The office sells it for $9.98 because they make commission. I like to give it away as much as I can. By the way, for everything that I do for you and you do with me, I'm going to give you 1 to 10 times the cash credit back to you. A cash credit card. Is that all right with you? Then I want to put you in a workshop class for 90 days to make sure you don't screw this up anymore. Me, the office sells it for $9.98, but what do I do through the webinar? I give it away for $4.99. That $1,000 card gave you twice as much back to you and just took away all your excuses now. And all you got to do is play with me. Won't that be kind of fun? Remember, the program is going to be expedited 90 days or less, no matter what a mess you got. So you might want to write down 800-510-3338 and give them a call and say I'm in a webinar right now. If you put it off, that's okay. Don't worry. They'll charge you $9.98. They got no problem doing that because they make a commission. If you sell it, wire and deposit right away, you're stuck with me. Either way, we're going to have fun. Remember something. I broadcast 3 times a day, Monday through Friday live, and Saturday as well, seminar, workshops, and boot camps. I don't like pre-recorded crap. Or you're stuck with me, and that's going to be fun. I'll even analyze you and make sure I do the work for you. I got no excuses. Ever since I got dropped off at the pier and saw Marina Del Rey, I've been studying rich and famous people ever since then. Do you know, here's Walt Disney. They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past. Kind of like a couple of you. What did they do recently? They got $1 billion in the bank, but they know how to play the game. So all they had to do is write an IOU to themselves. And they paid no tax on $1 billion. Heck, I'm trying to get you to pay attention, get you to the first $1 million if you allow me to. But again, that's on you again. Why you got an SS4 again? Oh, by the way, you get to write off almost everything you want to. Limited liability at all. And what do I get to do for you? I get to make sure you understand that I get to build you an Experian, Equifax, TransUnion credit report too. I want your personal credit to be safety from now on. I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. Because remember, your personal credit, you can't write off this stuff, interest rate or credit card at all. That's why it's got to be called safety. The way I designed it in 1986, why don't we get 8 credit cards per division? 9 lines of credit, 8 supply cards, 10 vendor cards, 10 marketing cards, 6 lease cards. How about we get some gas cards and cash cards too? You see, they get to write off the interest rate in the credit card and most everything they get to do. You see, you don't have to bring the pain home. You never had to in the first place. I want to make you a qualified CFO if you allow me to. That's called Raise Rules and Tools, by the way. You get to get to the workshop with me. You're stuck with me. You know, one of the people I studied, that I always studied simple, was Mr. Buffett's father, then him too. You know, I don't think they got the thing what they talk about a stock market all the time right with him. See, he owns 100 plus companies. He even owns his favorite ones too, his first 10. Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen Seas Candy, Bridge Jewelry, and Fruit of the Loom. He's playing the game. Why aren't you? It's pretty simple to do. As an affiliate, I get to build credit reports for you. I'll tell you, don't use authorized user. Don't spend thousands of dollars for a trade line. It's a joke. It doesn't work. See, I got to make you a qualified CFO. The ultimate goal is to make sure you don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. See, I'm the one who invented 113 ways a daisy chain credit. I can get you 99 cards off every card you want to. But we got to talk about what? Corporate credit. It's the only thing we get to write off. It's all Ray's rules and tools. You get to learn how to play the game with me. Now, if you're going to rip anybody off or defraud anybody, I will testify against you in a court of law. This is where you're going to go. You're not going to be a crook on my dime. You're going to have a legitimate business and do it right. By the way, 3 divisions. Corporation just flew in front of you. You should be writing down a line of defense. You see, here's the thing that happens. A corporation maintains and manages the entities. So every entity has a tax ID. What are we going to do if something goes wrong? We're not going to say boo-hoo, boo-hoo. What we're going to do is just disconnect, isolate, incorporate. We might as well call it a Donald Trump, a city, a Wells Fargo Bank, rich and famous people too. If I can't save it, I'm going to do one thing to the piece. I'm probably going to bankrupt the piece. Keep the other pieces and never bring the pain home. Why would I do that at all? I don't have to bring the pain home to my family. All I have to do is play by the rules and the tools. Remember, every game you play, you cannot cheat. You got to play by the rules and the tools. When you bought your house, probably I'd say you did it wrong. I'd like you to write down Ray's rules. Remember what I said in the beginning today? I'd like to repackage your house, your car, and your bank account. You see, escrow works for you, but you let them tell you what to do. It should have been escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. If your house is not in a trust today, if somebody sues you and screws you, they take it away. If you die, all right, it is stuck into probate. Your family gets diddly squat. Why would anybody do that way? So let's talk about the property to fix it up, called a flippity-dippity-do. What I want to make sure you understand is this. You're going to hire that contractor. Who's going to hire the subcontractors that's down outside Home Depot? Good workers. But when they slip and fall and they cut every corner they can, they're going to slip and fall and they're going to sue you, all right, for everything you got because you didn't listen to me. Remember what I also told you in the beginning today? Plan on the problems. Plan on someone trying to take it away. There's always going to be some turd in your way. What I want you to do, every property you ever get, quickly deed it to a division of a corporation. Do an assignment of equity. That way they can't sue you, and at the end of the day, they really do get diddly squat. Why not? See, the ability for me, I had to fight to get out of hell. The bottom line is maybe you got the mommy and daddy. I didn't get that. But I had no choice. I had to figure this out for myself. So remember, fixing up that property today, if you're the ones that try to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess, sorry, corporations don't pay tax so they make a profit. Nobody should try to play that way. So if you're one of those silly people that did it, go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 of 433A and B. You can't even get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system where it belongs. You cannot cheat the system. You have to play the rules and the tools the way it's been designed in the first place. So we got to fix up that property. When I was a kid, they used to tease me, call me OPM. I want you to have 4 more divisions. Is that all right with you? I want them for carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood. I'm going to show you step by step at the workshop to go to the manufacturer for everything you want. Save up to 70%. Make sure they give you a 30, 60, or 90 day. I want you to use their money to fix up that property anyway. Then when you sell it, escrow pays off all the bills. Now you got $200,000 left over. What are you going to do with that? Act like you're rich? Please don't do that at all. You see, I'll bet you've had $10,000, $100,000 before and you pissed it away, and half of you are broke today. Remember Ray's rules. Circle it 10 times. Leveraging money. Borrow money is not taxable. So let's understand, you're going to set up the line of defense. Never bring the pain home and master Ray's rules and tools. The ability to see it, believe it, go get it every time. Before my coma in 2009, I had my 22,000 square foot building in Irvine Spectrum. Locations around the globe, doing $1 million plus a day, having fun. The bank used to call or show up at the office every morning at 9 a.m. going, When you got money in the bank, they know how to kiss your ass. Got no money? They don't know your name. So let's do this. Let's put the money in a CD, line of credit, and bank account too. Let's create 3 reference points. By the way, if you do it my way, that would have been $600,000 of reference points. Remember, the banks get to borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to us. So if they loaned us 5 times that, that'd be $3 million. By the way, why don't we take $2 million of that, called borrow money, go get a McDonald's, a chocolate shake, fries, and a Big Mac today. You can start that McDonald's right away if you want to. But again, what have you done? I don't know. I find most people are stuck. Beating your own doubt, you're going to have to run your own race. Don't let anybody get in your way, including you. Cash flow, free up your time, that's kind of fun. How much money would it take for you to get a cash flow to free up your time and do what you really want to? Simple. Business opportunity, why don't you create your own? All right, C191D allows a corporation to loan money 8 different ways. Why don't we take this card and get off $50,000 and play with that too? So it's not my money, but it's my card, so I get to play with it and loan 5 people some money. I loan them each $10,000. I put a second trust deed on their house. I put a homestead blocker, a UCC, one of the chattel mortgage too. Then I call that company. It's my money. I want it now. And what are they going to do? They're going to factor it right away and give it back to me in 12 hours or less. Well, what I did is I just credited $2,449 of positive cash flow per month. If I do $100,000, that's $4,800 a month. If I do $150,000, that's $73.47. How much money would it take you to free up your time and do what you really want to? You can create your own cash flow, free up your time. Nothing's in your way besides you. Now, here's a couple goodies that I obtained through the thing, so you know I'm not full of you-know-what. Between the helicopters, the yachts, all right, the race boats and fun stuff, and the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, and the mansions too, I want to get you past go, because I think you're kind of stuck. So let's get you past that and play with me, because I want you to play the right way anyway. I used to call this one God's gift. See, I parked my race boats and my yacht in my backyard. Where you park yours again? See, you got to realize it's up to you to listen and learn. I like the corporate helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too. Wouldn't you? You see, one thing I'd like you to do right now is write down 2 more rules. Every time you cash your check and use a debit card, you telling everybody where you live. Oh, good, come rob my house when I'm not home. Sue me, screw me, take it away, please. See, I want you to change your driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address, if you would, please. But that's up to you. See, in California, we have what's called the Schaefer Bill, the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. It's about time you protect your ass, and quit bringing the pain home. But that's on you. As the next thing today, let's think about this. The last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let somebody sweat you for 2.5 hours plus, all right, some guy with an ugly shirt and an ugly tie. I'll bet you basically you lost $5,000 plus and up to 9 inquiries too. If you're going to do it your way, when they give you the paper to run your credit, at least next to your signature, write down allows 1 inquiry only and take a picture. See, what I'd like to do is basically teach you how to get it at fleet price through the tax ID. That way you can write it all off, because you should be driving a company car. But that's on you again. What are you going to do today? Oh, you're going to the bank or the grocery store, and you accidentally bump somebody's car and they act like they got whiplash? Oh my goodness, guess what's going to happen next? Driver's license, insurance, registration, please. And what's going to happen is the driver's license got your home address on it. The insurance, have you been paying that out of your paycheck, which they call taxable income? The corporation could have wrote it all off. Oh, by the way, you're the registered owner? Oh, good, you're the duck. That means when they call them those nasty bloodsucker attorneys on TV and they sue you, screw you, and take everything you got because you didn't listen to me, like I told you in the beginning today, plan on the problems before they come your way. You see, you should have wrote down Ray's rules for this too. I told you I want to package your house, your car, and your bank account. What you should do is under the stand on the workshops, we're going to talk about the registered owner, be in the line of defense, called a division, the lien holder being the corporation too. This way they can't sue you at the end of the day, and they truly do get diddly squat. Why not? You see, if you don't repackage your assets the right way, you're always going to bring the pain home. All right, haven't you done that most of your life anyway? See, you got the ability to play the game right if you want to. What did I do on July 3rd, 2009? I took my yacht from my backyard right there. I said fill it up. I wrote off the card, wrote off the interest rate, wrote off the yacht. Hell, why not? Now, on July 5th, that's me in a coma. Didn't matter if I worth billions of dollars or not. Still laying there waiting to die. I wish I would have known to wear a mask before I put people on my yacht. Then I wouldn't be laying there dead. But I did walk around with the oxygen tank for 5 weeks like a football. I put my credit score back to an 820. I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down like most people like you. Why would I do that at all? I know how to play the game and the rules and the tools. All right, all we got to do is realize one thing. God's using me to help you today if you're going to pay attention. Are these turned on? I pray that they are. You see, I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. I made a promise in that coma I'd help everybody the rest of my life. That's why I'm here helping you. The reality is this. I named my son and my daughter after me. See, my legacy will live on, called the Reynolds University. You got 800-510-3338 today if you want to play with me, Ray's Rules, or the Voice of Credit. If you call with the webinar, you get all the goodies I'm offering. If not, call and talk to sales after that. They'll still give you the goodies. They'll just charge a little more because they got to cover their commission. That's the way it's going to be played. Now, a corporate setup today, you know, they say that the average one pays $3,000 plus and get a stock kit too. Oh, goody. They also say that 96% of people don't do a damn thing because they don't know what's next. How about I do the articles, the house list, and the tax ID for you? I charge you $9.99. I put you in my workshops for 3 months, just like when you watch your favorite movie. You can say the lines before they even say them at all. That way you learn the rules and the tools from me. From there, I'll put you in level 1, 2. Set up the divisions, not bring the pain where? Home. That's $9.99 too. Together, that's $19.98. But wait, like we used to say in our TV show, I like to give it for $17.99. The Office, they do the $19.98. That's okay. But after you learn the rules and the tools and how to do what? Set up the line of defense, I'm going to hand you $5,400 of cash credit. 3 times you invested in yourself. I always like taking people's excuses away from them. I do the rapid refresh and the credit building too. Now what's your excuse? You stubbed your toe? I don't get it. You see, you got the ability to play with me. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. Simple. The lack of commitment is what people have a problem with. The average person wastes $3,000 to $10,000 on a bunch of crap. Why don't you invest in yourself and step up to the plate? That building and that Lamborghini, tax ID. Reaching the dream. Think can be the impossible. I've done it all my life. I don't hear the word no, ever. So the reality is, let's so see it, believe it, go get it. All I need from you is 90 days, and I'll guarantee you'll be on your $1 million dream. 43 years of helping people just like you. Seminar, workshop, boot camps. Not a problem with me. And I'll even guarantee it. Have some fun. So you got the ability today to listen and learn. It's kind of like motivation. I meet people all the time. I spent thousands for motivation. Oh, goody. You see, they're all going broke now. They have no audience to go blah, blah, blah today. At the end of the day, if they're not giving me rules, tools, and a blueprint and instruction manual, at the end of the day, it's still blah, blah, blah. Reality is, I'll show you some goodies I got. And at the end of the day, you got a story to tell too. So let's get you some goodies too. How about we do this? Remember, I'd like to have your story told to me too. How about we get you an 820 credit score, up to 100,000 of credit. You can't write it off, but you got to have it to maintain a score to get a house or a car too. But let's understand something today. Why don't we get a corporation in divisions up to $1 million? Let's learn how to play the game. You see, what's next? I want you to stop being stuck. The reality is, what's next? It's me. It's called Ray's Rules. You have the ability to listen, learn the overview today, and get stuck with me at the workshop while I do the work for you and teach you how to fish too. Understand, I want to repackage your whole life, your car, your house, your bank account. I want to do it my way. I want to clone me into you. I think you're doing it wrong anyway. Sorry, I just think that's good, it's just the way it is. So you got the ability today. If all you want is the books and CDs, there you go. Call the office tomorrow, $9.99. You do it to me and you Zelle it right away now. All right, you get it from me for $4.99. And all you got to do is remember something. It's very simple. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's how we get paid here since COVID-19. See, understand the corporate setup today. $17.99 through me. I give you $5,400 of cash credit. Basically 3 times your investment back to you. Rapid rescore and a credit building too. No excuses with me. But you get to save a little bit of money. But if you call the office, that's okay. Those sales teams love to sell it. They love their commission every day. You can Zelle, wire, or deposit. That's all you got to do. It's pretty simple. You see, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution turned corporations into people. That's why it's called We the People, by the way. I love the United States of America. I really do. I just basically, mastered the rules and the tools by the time I was 9.5. I don't know why you didn't. I had to do it on my own. The reality is Nixon, he took the gold standard out. They got the key to the printing press. And all they do is keep printing money 24/7. They do manage the 50 states were corporations too. And then the states manage their divisions. Oh, I'm sorry, they call them cities now. The cities that filed the bankruptcy too, they're corporations, but not you. See, you got the ability to do this right if you want to. It's Ray's rules. Never bring the pain home. Never have joint credit again. You buy a house, it's called escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. You see, it's like this. In a corporation, you don't name it after you. That'd be kind of dumb. You don't name it what it's called double dum-dum. Always have up to them, it's a credit. That's half the fun. Then what do you got to do? You got to set up the line of defense. Real estate division, franchise, current business. If you don't set up the line of defense, the corporation feels the pain and then they come back after you. The goal is to set up the line of defense to make sure you don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. You got the ability to do this right if you want to. But all I can tell you is basically I'll play with you. I'll do the work for you. I'm not going to hesitate. I'll even guarantee it. So remember what I said in the beginning today. Plan on the problems. There's going to be some turd getting in your way anyway, and stay out of your own damn way anyway. It's called safety credit, the line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. It's all you got to do. The reality is I don't want you stuck anymore. If all you want is an 820 credit score, okay. Zelle me $4.99. I'll give you a $1,000 credit card, put you in the educational class for 90 days. If you put it off, call them tomorrow at $9.98. They'll love to take that from you. It's pretty simple because they like to make their commission. So the reality is up to you. The credit rebuilding program is 90 days or less. You got 800-510-3338. That's all you got to do. Zelle it to me, $4.99. Wait till tomorrow. Wire deposit, talk to sales, $9.98. That's all you got to do. So you got 800-510-3338. All you got to do is figure out what you want to do for you. I just don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. The Millionaire Making Workshop, this is my favorite one, by the way. All right, this is step 1. We put all the pieces together for you. I analyze you twice. The office sells it for $3,995. That's good. The average corporation is $3,000 plus in a stock kit. But now you get all the goodies. Me, I like to give it away for $2,999. And I'll offer that to you today. If you put it off till tomorrow, don't worry. Sales team will love to get you $39.95. I even offer $25,000 of credit. By the way, that's cash credit. That's 8 times your investment back to yourself. You just lost all the excuses and reasons not to play with me. The bottom line is you get stuck and we build a relationship together. You can Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. I make it simple. See, the American dream is pretty simple for me. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, master Ray's rules, and make sure you set up the line of defense so you never bring the pain home ever again. Millionaires in the Making tonight is simple. It's $2,999. If you call tomorrow, don't worry, the office will sell it to you for $39.95. So when I do a webinar, I try to give it away as much as I can. Hand you $25,000 of cash credit too. 8 times your investment back to you. It's Ray's Rules and Tools. Never bring the pain where? Home ever again. You can Zelle, wire, make a deposit today. See, I personally hold your hand at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp. I don't pass the buck. You're stuck with me. Been doing this for 43 years. It's pretty simple. We're going to have some fun. We're not going to ever bring the pain home ever again. So I'd like you to stay safe and strong today, no matter if you're sitting there waiting for what's next to come. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. God gave me Ray's Rules and Tools as a kid. It's about time you step up to the plate and you don't bring the pain home ever again. You got 800-510-3338 if you want to. You can call right away. If not, put it off till tomorrow. That sales team would love to take credit for the sale and get the commission. They'll just charge a little more. RaysRules.com is the voice of credit for you. The ability to change your life if you want to. At the end of the day, never, never forget, God loves us all.